In a small town, there was a family of two children and their parents. They decided to move into another house because they don't have money to pay the house owner and pay the bills of their house. So they decide to move on a new place where they can live happily after a struggling in finding house. They found a creepy and horrible old house around a forest where they can live that cost less money, but there was a rumors about the house that the old house has ghosts and many peoples die there. It was famous that the house was cursed because a lady who lived with her daughter in that house was killed by someone. They don't want to live there, but I moved there because they don't have money to buy a good house. The family, desperate for a new start, dismissed the stories as mere superstition. As they settled into the house, they were living there happily. But one day their child Steve wake up in dark night at 3 o'clock. They wake up because he is thirsty, so he went to kitchen. He checked water. Jag on side table, but there is no water in Jag. After seeing no water in Jag, he went to the way kitchen. When he was going to the kitchen, he hear a sound of a girl's crying. The sound are coming from a locked room. He went to the room to check what is in that room. First, he tried to open that room door, but that was not opening, so he decided to go. But after he get 2 steps to the kitchen, he hear a sound, so he check again. He looked back, he saw that the door of room is open. Now he opened the door and go inside a room. He saw an old dusty cabinet. He opened that, and he discovered an old dusty doll. It had cracked porcelain skin and empty, lifeless eyes. The doll was so horrible, but he still grabbed that doll and went to his room, forgetting about he is thirsty. Next morning, they all wake up. Steve's mother was giving breakfast to his father and his sister. Steve not wake up yet. They saw Steve coming from his room with a creepy doll. That creepy smile on doll face scared Steve's little sister. Steve's mother said to him to throw that doll, but Steve don't want to throw doll, so he went to the room without eating his breakfast. With the time of a month, he was so closed with the doll. He eat, sleep, talk, and play with that doll. Seeing his behavior, his parents thinks why he is acting like a girl who like doll, they think he is ill. His parents call a doctor to check on him. Is he's okay? The doctor come in their house, he checks Steve, is he's okay? After checking on him, he tell them he is completely okay. Nothing happens to him. Their parents tell doctor about his behavior, but doctor said it is normal. Maybe he like dolls, or he have no friends to play with him. So he find a toy who play with him. It has been 2 months while the shifted in the house as the times go. Night after night, the family heard strange noises, whispers in the dark, and creaks in the floorboards. The children's toys moved on their own, and the family began to experience unsettling nightmares. They soon realized that the doll was the source of their torment. The Steve began talking to the doll, seemingly under its spell, divulging their deepest fears and secrets. The doll's eyes started to glow, and it grew more menacing by the day. The family's relationships deteriorated as the sinister force within the doll tore them apart. One fateful night, the doll came to life, its cracked face contorting into a horrifying grin. It began to torment the family directly, causing objects to fly across the room and whispering malevolent words. In a final chilling act, the doll's eyes turned blood red, and it attacked the Steve father and mother. He requested doll to leave his parents, but that doll was like she wants to kill whole world. Steve father grabbed a knife from flour and stabbed on a doll. It didn't affect much on doll them, but she fall on the ground. After a while, doll grabbed Steve father. Steve father said her mother to drive them out. He requests Steve mother to save her and his child's, as Steve father said she on the car and driving them out of the house in a safe place. That creepy doll kills Steve father with a knife aggressively. Screaming of Steve father echoes in whole forest, and the doll was laughing like a maniac. The Steve mother and her sister and Steve barely escaped the nightmarish house, leaving it behind. But the doll remained, a malevolent presence waiting for its next victims to torment. The horrible house and the cursed doll's story became a warning for anyone who dared to venture near that accursed place.